Okay, today's video is double the sales in your business. We're looking at the A to Z on sales. Today's video is A through to E. Hi, I'm Nick Gray, the business coach, and I help business owners like you to work less, live more, and to have a better business. And sales is a key part of that. Find more videos like this by hitting subscribe on our YouTube video. You can unsubscribe at any time, that's fine. So let's get into it. But before we get on to the A of sales, by the way, they're in no particular order. Before we get on to that, let's start with the understanding of what we're doing here is we're helping prospects to buy. Okay, if we haven't got what they need, we're not going to sell to them. Okay, we're only looking to help people and sell them something that they need. With that in mind, number one, A, is ask about them. So we want to be showing an interest in people, whether we're B2C, B2A, whatever it is, we want to get to, we're buying from people and people buy from people. So people buy from people like them. So let's show that commonality, be like them. You can only do that by asking them questions about them. So uncover that commonality, that thing you've got in common. Something I often do when I meet people is ask them where they're from, because I'm well traveled and maybe some connection there. It's great if you're in an office or you're in a Zoom call, you might be able to see some clues like awards or some sort of photos about their children or their hobbies. If you can uncover that, maybe there's an interest. Now, we're not going to fabricate an interest. We're only going to say something that we're interested in genuinely, but find that commonality. B is for beliefs. Now, if I was to ask you what the words that come to your mind when I say salespeople, if you're like many people, what you might say is things like they're arrogant, they're pushy, they're self-centered. Often we come up with negative views about salespeople. Now, beliefs are what we currently hold to be true. They're not necessarily true, but it's our view of the world built by the experiences we've had and perhaps the influences from our parents and our friends and acquaintances. But we can change these. It's important that we do change them, because if you've got a negative view about salespeople, like many people do, when you come to do the sale and ask that question, their lack of confidence will show in the other person, and there'll be something they can't quite put their finger on, but they'll see through that, and it might be that lack of trust that stops them from buying from you. So important thing to remember here, as I've said already really, is that we are professionally helping people to buy. So you're professionally helping people to buy. Understand that, and that the ultimate goal is to help people, and hopefully that will help overcome that limiting belief. Now, C is for conversion rate. Now, if you think about the leads that you get, whether it's from SEO and Google Ads, or it's from brochures, or from leaflets, or from your website, these are leads. That's from your marketing. Now, when you convert those leads into customers, that's your sales. So we need to measure how good we are at converting, and that's your conversion rate. So for every 10 leads, how many of those are you converting into customers? Important that you start measuring this if you're not measuring already, okay? So it'd be sensible to measure the different sources, because some sources will get a better conversion rate than others. For instance, referrals will convert better than leads from a cold source. So start measuring those, and then you can start identifying ways to improve those. On to D now. D is for DISC. What is DISC? Or DISC is a behavioural profiling tool. Unlike a lot of profiling tools which are based around the personality of an individual, DISC allows you to see what others are, because you can identify the behaviours that they're portraying externally. So it's important that you understand yourself so that you can understand others. Now, there's 4 basic behavioural traits. 2 are outgoing, 2 are introverted, 2 are task focused, and 2 are people focused. Now, it's important that you understand yourself and your own biases when you're trying to sell to other people. For instance, let's say that you are people focused but an introvert. That would be an S on the DISC model. Now, S stands for stable. Somebody who's stable would like to be sold something that's very similar to what they've had before. There's perhaps a warranty, a guarantee, something that you know that other people have tried and it works. And they might be slower spoken, and they might be a bit more relaxed and less excitable. If you're that type of person and you're selling to somebody who's at the opposite end of the spectrum, who's a outgoing, task-focused, dominant D personality, then every likelihood is you might alienate them, because they'll want something that's the latest, greatest, boldest, brightest thing on the market. And if you're selling them something that's slow and steady, it might well alienate them and they might not buy from you. So important that we understand who we're dealing with and ourselves and our own biases with behavioural profiling. Finally, E is about emotion. Now, the large majority of any buying decision is based on emotion. Some people say it's 100%, some people say it's 80%. Whichever it is, it's important that you get to the emotion. You uncover that pain point. If you don't uncover that dissatisfaction, that emotion, then it's unlikely to get that sale. Emotion doesn't have to be dissatisfaction, it could be vision. So let's give a couple of examples. So you might say that, well, where's the emotion in something boring like business coaching, which is what I sell. Selling B2B to other businesses, it's about coaching and advice and strategy. Where's the emotion in that? Well, if you dig deeper and understand what people's challenges are, their challenge may well be that they've not got time in their business, not got time to work on the business, not got time to spend with their family, their partner, their children. And you might uncover that there's some emotion there because they feel unsatisfied with that. So a couple of questions that we want to ask with people. First of all, you might ask a logic question. So in my case, it might be, what impact is that, your challenge, having on your business? That would be a logic question because they can attach it to some numbers maybe. And then a personal, emotional question would be, what impact is that having on you personally? Well, that makes me feel bad. I'm not seeing my kids. So we've got to the emotion. Then we want to dig deep. Tell me more is another great question. We'll get on to questions in another video, but get to the emotion. Equally, it doesn't have to be just dissatisfaction. It could be vision. So what would it look like if you managed to get those things that you're after? But emotion is really powerful. So super quickly, what we covered, ask about them, show an interest. B is about beliefs. Remember, we're professionally helping people to buy. C is conversion rate, measure it, know what it is and where your bottlenecks are. D is about DISC, understand behavioural profiling about yourself so you can sell to others. And E is about finding that emotion. So that's the A to E on sales. More in the next video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, I'm Nick Gray, the Business Coach.